Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Culturally Distressed podcast, which is a podcast where we talk about cultural confusion. My name is Loïc. I'm a gay millennial comedian born and raised in France. So most of my life, I am culturally confused. And I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Miyoko Sakatani. Hi, Miyoko.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Loïc. Yes, I'm Miyoko Sakatani. I'm a second generation Japanese American or Nisei, and I'm a straight baby boomer. So,
Woo!
yeah, growing up as a woman, as a Japanese American, yeah, I've been culturally distressed pretty much all my life, but
Yeah,
sometimes in a very good way.
you indeed. Our podcast is about the positive aspect of cultural differences, mostly. Nicole, you look absolutely wonderful today. I love this white on you. You look very elegant.
Thank you.
And I have a question for you. Is the white you're wearing a reference to your holiday, to your vacation destination?
I didn't think about it until after I put it on, and I thought, oh, there is a connection.
All right, please tell us about your trip. Miyoko just went to Alaska.
Alaska, yeah, it was beautiful. The weather was 10 days. The weather was perfect. We were in Glacier Bay all day and just incredible. And then we took a train all the way up the snowy mountains, just a cliff drop and a
Wow,
beautiful train ride. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful trip. And I'll talk a
nice.
little bit about the cruise itself, maybe when we get to the culturally distressed part.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question.
Yeah.
How was that experience? But okay, I get it. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit. So, the last cruise we took was like 25 years ago, and again, it was a 10-day. It was for our 10th anniversary, and it was a 10-day trip to Mexico. But the ship was smaller. I mean, it didn't carry as many people, so that's what I was expecting because
Mhm.
I enjoyed that cruise very much. That's what I was expecting, but I had, like, culture shock. It was double the size, double the people,
Mm,
and, yeah, so that was the downside of the trip.
yeah. And tell us more about Alaska. What was your favorite part, if you have to pick one?
The fact that we had a balcony. I highly recommend anybody who's gonna take a cruise to Alaska to make sure you have a balcony room cabin.
Ah, so that you
Oh,
can
yeah,
go out and have your private space.
well, not only that, but the view.
So if you, yeah.
Oh, the view. I mean, we went top deck to see the glaciers and stuff like that, but
Top
the
deck. Look at you guys.
but for the cruise itself, as you're moving along, to be able
Yeah,
to be on your balcony and see the beautiful scenery, yeah, quite incredible.
nice. Wow, that's like something to yes, a place to go once in a lifetime.
And the
Uh,
highlight, of course, Alaska's known for the, Alaska salmon, so we had salmon every single day, so that was another highlight.
nice. It doesn't get old.
No, they prepare it in different ways.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love fish, so I'd be so down for that.
yeah. Yeah, Rich and
Nice.
I are big fish eaters, so it was, a great
That's
motivation.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm assuming the level of omega-3 are like very high right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We got big
Nice.
omega-3s. Anyway, we had a great trip. We're also happy to be home. I'm preparing for a play this next weekend, and, and I'm preparing for another, reading and I'll give more information about that later. But let's
Nice.
hear about your week. How have you been?
Yeah. Things are going well. I feel like lately, like creativity is coming back, creative juice, which is nice. And it's not that it went away. I feel like the last few months, maybe I was focused more on like, I don't know, different aspect, right? I think with my, different projects, focusing more on working with editors or things like that. Um, versus now I'm working on, I'm basically like writing more stand-up material because I
Yeah.
really want to keep building. I know I have a solid 15 minutes. My goal is to add, you know, another solid 15 by a couple months, hopefully end of the summer. So I've been writing on that. And then I also have an idea for like a next potential sketch series. So so I don't know. I feel like it's been nice, and actually realized something that I'm actually more productive in coffee shops.
Yeah. That makes
And yeah, I had no idea because I have an amazing setup here.
a lot of
Um,
writers go to coffee shops to write.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. But just being weirdly, because you're like being surrounded by people,
Yeah.
you have to create your own bubble when you write. So I actually feel like I've been very efficient. And also there's this thing where like, if I'm at home, it's easy sometimes to think about like things you have to do around the
Oh, yeah.
house.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I feel like when I'm
Distract
there,
a
I'm
lot
just there.
of distractions.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah.
also let's hear a little bit more about your series that you have. Um,
Yeah, so I'm still releasing new episodes every Wednesday up until my vacation. So there's, I think this week we launch episode 13. Probably gonna go uh up to the early 20s, 2022 maybe episodes.
what's a
The name of the series is The Delusional Boys.
reasonable?
Yes, it's available on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So yeah, on my own channels.
And it's
And
really fun and very funny. You must tune in and watch it.
thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like it's
What I wanted to ask you was where are you getting your actors?
yeah. So a lot of different places, to be honest. I had people that I've met through like improv. A couple of them that I brought in this project. Um, there's another person from the main cast, Stevie Pex, and I first saw them uh, in a short film at a film festival, actually, where I think it was actually I was showing Distressed, and I think it was in Palm Springs, and they were playing a very funny character. And as I was, looking to cast from one of my character, I actually thought about them. And so I got in touch with them this way because I've only met with the director of that short film, but they were not at the film festival. So anyway, that connection happened. And yeah, that's, mostly that are like people in my network, friends of friends, people who were like recommended to me, um, people from the stand-up world as well in future episodes. So yeah, I feel like it's really, a lot of it is a connection I've built in LA for the last couple of years and the people I've met. And I feel like once you start meeting people and you meet more people
So,
and also like we're pretty active, right? I mean, I'm going to see, quite a lot of shows and everything. So
so,
I always try to keep
so
an eye out for talent.
yes, you brought up a very good point, and that is, you know, as an actor, out all your actors out there, regardless of how much you act or what status you are, you never know when you're going to make connections.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true. And I always like every time I meet new people, or like especially like improv. I've spent quite a lot of time. My current school is like UCB. I just finished 301. I'm probably gonna take like 401 after the summer. But you meet people that are like very funny, and I always keep them in the corner of my brain when I'm like, ooh, I would love to work with that person. Like I would love to work with that person. And as soon as like I
Yeah.
have the roles that can work for them, I'm 100% going to reach out to them. My
Well,
next project actually that I'm starting to write, that's happening in my head, it's actually a lot of UCB folks
oh,
that
good.
I'm picturing right now in my head to make this work. So
That's sort of like how we got connected.
truly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Well, yeah.
you you remembered me or I remembered you.
From that play we did together.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's really how it works.
It is, and it's a
Yeah.
good reminder, never say no, always say yes.
Yeah,
Even anything you learn in improv, you always say yes.
true. I would say yes. I would say though, if you're excited about the project, I think sometimes when, projects come your way and you're not really excited about them, I think you should pass. But I
Oh,
don't know, because I feel like then it can feel it. You can feel it in the energy you bring in. I've done that mistake in my early 20s. I feel like I was putting myself under a lot of stress, so I would say yes to a lot of stuff. But I was also like, I wasn't sure, to be honest. I wasn't like fully clear on what I wanted to do. So maybe that was also my path to do a lot of different things and see the thing that I didn't like. But
yeah.
Miyoko, I've done some like very embarrassing short film.
Yeah, well,
And I hope they will never come out.
there's there's a caveat to saying yes to everything. You have to use your intuition on if it doesn't feel right.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Now I do a really good job at that, but that wasn't always the case.
So anyways, you're happily married
I am, yes. We
and we're thinking about growing.
we're making the transition to the topic. Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
think
yes,
our
yes.
connection was a little
Sorry. So yeah, happily married. It's nice. We shared it with everyone now. We made our. Oh wait, did you go to Instagram those last few days, Miyoko?
what to see what.
Well, our wedding pictures.
Oh yes, on Facebook. I
Oh, you
love
saw them on Facebook. Yeah, I connected my,
that.
yes.
Yeah,
If I post on
that's
Instagram, it pushed to my
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. Facebook is my number one place to go, and then
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. And I saw your comment. Thank you. Yeah,
yes,
I remember now.
that's great. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I loved your photos. The black and white ones and the colored ones were beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very happy. We worked with Adam, our friend, who's a photographer. Like he's a professional wedding photographer. His work is truly amazing.
Yeah,
So
beautiful. Beautiful.
we're very, very happy with the pictures. And yeah, and part of the reason we wanted to get married was also to build a family someday, right? That
That's
and not that you have to get married to have kids, but it
right.
just make things a bit easier.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's actually like that's something that Patrick asked me on our very first date,
What?
if I wanted to have kids.
Really?
Yes, because I think
Oh,
not everyone wants
right,
kids, and
right.
but he was really in the mindset of he wanted to find a partner that would be down to have kids, and to him it was a deal breaker, and I really appreciated that, because I feel like you need to be clear on your deal breakers when you go out there and date. So it was a green flag for me.
Yeah, because you always wanted to have kids too.
Yes, I wouldn't say always. I've had moments, and I think it really tied to the fact that for a very long time I didn't have any representation of like same-sex couple with kids
Mm,
and that type of family. So if
yeah,
I look back when I was a kid, a teenager, I always like wanted kids. I always was seeing myself. I also come from a big family with like 4 kids.
yeah,
So I always saw myself in the future as a dad. But then coming to term with my sexuality, I felt like I didn't. That's a dream that wasn't for me. So then I was like, bury this dream. And I was like, okay, I'll never have kids because, people like me can't have kids, right? Because
Mhm.
there was literally no example of family like that in where I grew up or even on TV back then. So,
Yeah.
um, and then, I think in my, 20s, I was still struggling to, figure myself out and, doing my coming out took me a while with my family. So I feel like my 30s are kind of like my decade where like I deconstructed a lot of things. And after my divorce, I took a lot of time to sit down and think about what I really wanted in life, and trying to connect back uh, to yeah, who I am and what I want in this life, and also I feel like when I was older, I was also in a space where I knew it was possible, especially in living in a place like LA
Mhm.
where you do have a lot of different types of family, and you see those kids thrive, and it's just like, yeah, kind of like open my world, and
Yeah.
just I had to be honest with myself and realize that yes, I wanted to have kids and want to be a dad someday. um so yeah, very excited about that prospect. Obviously, for us, it's going to take a little bit more time, but that's okay. So, I wanted to ask you, Miyoko, because I know today, I feel like in this day and age, it's more common for people to be upfront about the fact that they don't want kids. But I think from your generation, it was actually not that common. So that's a question I wanted to ask you. How was it like from um, you and Richard to, I mean, did you have like pressure from society, family, people around you, pushing you to have kids? And for our listeners, so you guys don't have kids and you never wanted kids, right?
Yeah, you know something, it's not so much not wanting kids. Um, it's just the opportunity just never came up.
Okay.
I never said, "Oh, I don't want kids." That I don't think I ever felt that way. But my first relationship, that lasted for about 16 years, I found out pretty soon he had two children living on the East Coast, and I knew he wasn't a good father. He wasn't a responsible
Mm,
father. And so I didn't wanna have a child with him. I
yeah.
loved him and all that, but I didn't see him as a good father. So, so I just sorta let it go. But yes, constant pressure, being asked, "Are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids?" And, yeah, it's constant, and even as a nurse, my patients, it's like that's the first question. These are older patients. The first question you get all the time, "Oh, how many kids do you have?" It's an
Mm,
assumption. It's an
yeah.
assumption. So when I met a woman, a patient that didn't have any children because she couldn't, and I had a nice talk with her, and I said, how was it with her generation?" She was much older. How was it? How was the pressure of not having children?" And she goes, "Oh, it was terrible, terrible." Um, and she said it compounded her sadness for not having
Mm,
kids, the pressure that everybody always talked about kids
yeah.
and why doesn't she have kids? Anyway, so then by the time Richard and I got together, it was sort of past that point, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
It was like, that didn't fit in age-wise and, so, that's it. So the opportunity just didn't come up. It wasn't that I didn't want children. But yes, there's always pressure. And my mother and my siblings, my brothers, who my brother the boys in our family had kids. The girls in our family, none of us had kids. There's three girls. And
Wow.
my brother once said to me, he says, "You girls have been such a disappointment to this family."
Just because you didn't have
Yes,
kids.
and
That's
have kids.
crazy.
Yeah, you're a disappointment to this family. And why the three of us never had children, I have no idea. I know my oldest sister, I don't think she ever wanted to have kids.
Okay.
And I think my next sister, yeah, I think again, it was an opportunity. I think she was married and it wasn't a good thing. And so I don't think the opportunity came up to have kids.
Hmm.
So, but as far as another topic about having kids, and I want to ask you about that too, is your own childhood. How
Yeah.
how was it being a kid and as a child for you in your
Yeah.
in your family?
I mean, it was great. You know, so I have three sisters. That's four of us, and I am number three. We do have a bit of an age gap with all my sisters because um, I have 6 years. I'm 6 years after one of my sister, and then my little sister came like 8 years after me. Um, so I feel like because I was the only boy and I was also like the little one for a very long time, I was raised as the little one. I was spoiled, I think, for those first few years.
Yes,
Then I had
I
competition
can I
with
can
my little sister.
I can I can tell.
But then I had competition with my little sister, and now we get along really well and we're very close. But when we were like
Oh,
young,
yeah,
we didn't get along at all.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like we didn't get along. It's more like we were always like teasing the other one.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember the thing, I remember when she started learning how to read, what she would do, she would like come in my bedroom and try to like find some like letter, or like in my days, you had like your school agenda thing. We don't have like the yearbook that you guys have in the US, but we would just use like our regular like agenda, and we will pass it around class, and at the end of everyone will write little notes and stuff like that. She would go in my notes to try to find information. But yeah, now we're very close. But yeah, uh, we were terrible, I think, together when we were young. But I think also what's happening, and that I didn't realize subconsciously, that I feel like she was a bit what my father would have liked me to be, because for listeners, I grew up on a farm and I wasn't really into that that life, I guess. So I guess my dad really wanted a boy to be with him, and that wasn't me, but my little sister, she really enjoyed
She did.
that. And yeah,
Good
so
job.
she
Well,
yeah, it was very funny. She was with, a tomboy,
yeah.
as we say, right? I remember the first time we bought her a dress, she literally refused to wear it. She's like, no, I can't do anything.
Oh,
I
really?
just want pants. And yeah. Um, and yeah, she would love being outside and with my dad. So I think that also, like, so, even though I wasn't conscious, like it wasn't like a conscious conscious
Conscious.
conscious, thank you, thing. But I think because of that, there was a bit of yeah, I think there was a layer of that for me, I
And
guess.
is she married? Did she get married?
Yes, she's a nurse. She's not married, but she has, she's been in a relationship. She's in a relationship with her high school sweetheart, and they have a kid together. So I have a nephew.
I don't know why, but I was wondering if the tomboy thing had anything to do with her sexuality.
Oh, not at all. No, 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 no. No, I'm the only queer. Woo!
You're the only queer in the family.
Yeah, and thank God, thank goodness, I'm very happy. I'm queer. It all worked out pretty well for me. But what about you? So you are the little one. So were you the
Just one.
spoiled one?
Yeah. I don't think I was spoiled, but I was the youngest of
Mm-hmm.
six siblings, six of us.
Mm,
So yeah, same thing with my next. We're about 2 years apart, each of us. So
yeah.
so that makes me like 13 years difference from my oldest.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we really have a gap.
Yeah.
We really have almost a generation gap. She experienced so much in life that I can't relate to, like
Yeah.
war, uh, the incarceration, the whole Japanese American experience in America. She lived it as a child, but it's
Yeah.
affected her, and I think it still left scars. So I
Yeah.
can't relate to that because I wasn't directly involved, and so there was that difference. And then in the 60s, it was a whole generation thing that she couldn't relate to.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing now is like technology. So my older siblings don't do any technology, and it was like they passed that time when the whole tech thing blew up, and
So they're not on Facebook?
we're not on anything.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it's strange to think about it, but that generation sort of missed the boat when the
Yeah.
whole technology thing came out. I mean, I shouldn't say miss the boat. I mean, there are some who've learned it, but it's a skill
Yeah.
that is kind of difficult to learn. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, even for me, I technology, I don't understand most of it. Anyway,
Hey, look at you. You're recording a
yeah,
podcast right
look at
now
me
with
now.
no technical assistance.
You taught me lots too. Um, so what was I going to say? So there's that difference. Oh yes, so my immediate brother, which we were like
Mm-hmm.
less than 2 years apart. Oh yeah, same thing. Tremendous jealousy on his part. Um, it was real hard for a while, many years. It was a very difficult relationship. He
Mm.
hated me. It's like, why did I have to arrive? Because he was the youngest. And my mother told me a story that he actually put me. We were kid. I don't know how young we were, but I must have been a toddler or young. He put me in a box and put me on the front porch and was hoping the mailman would pick me up.
Oh my God. I've never done that to my little sister.
So yeah, it was pretty bad.
So what's your relationship with your siblings today? Are you all close?
Not really close, but my brother, who was very jealous, we became very close
Yeah.
because we were in high school together. We had similar friends, and
Yeah.
so we got very close. But because of the gaps, generational gaps or cultural gaps, I don't know what it is, and plus our own environment. Yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't say that we were a close family.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very different, especially me. I used to call myself the sort of the black sheep of the family. You know what that means? Are you familiar
Yeah.
with that term?
Troublemaker.
It's not only a troublemaker, it's someone who's how do you explain the black sheep of the family? It's someone who's marches to a different drummer.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
someone who's like sort of separated themselves from the way the family is.
Yeah.
So
I
I
can
would
see
say
that.
that's me. And even I was
Yeah.
the first to move away to the Bay Area from LA.
Yeah.
So I'm the first to move away from the whole family. I'm the first to go outside of my race in a relationship. Yeah, so I did a lot of things against the family wishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that expression before. Yeah. I've definitely, yeah, also felt like a black sheep in my own family. And I relate to you because I'm the first one to live abroad in my
Well, you're
family.
more like the white sheep.
And I'm, yes, and I'm the first one to date my gender in my family too. So
That's good. That's true. That's what you and I are like different. That's why we different from the
the way we
family.
get along. Yeah. I wanted to ask you because I had this conversation with one of my friends lately, and we were talking about legacy in a way, and how for a lot of people, actually having children is their legacy. And not to reduce parenting to that. And it's not all parents obviously, but I know some parents feel this way. I'm leaving this mark in the world. I'm doing legacy, but I think legacy can be so much more because, we can think about the arts and everything. So I don't know. I'm just curious, like in your situation, how do you think about this concept of legacy? Is it like important to you and how, um, yeah, how do you think about this with, as it relates to kids?
Well, what's important to me is to be a good human being,
I agree.
and I started very early, doing some tutoring in the local elementary schools. Big brothers, big sisters. I became a big sister to a
Oh, I
troubled
didn't know you were a big
yeah, I was
sister.
a big sister to a troubled child, and,
Oh,
we're still in contact. And, so Richard and I, volunteered for the Boys and Girls Club, and we still and we're doing a lot of Chinatown tutoring now for younger kids. So, yeah, even though we don't have kids of our own, we still try to serve that community. But, yeah, as far as legacy is concerned, I think just being a good human being
yeah. But I think this is
and
legacy in itself,
back,
right? Because
giving back as giving back as much as you can.
yeah, and you're just like, and to me, that's such a beautiful way to think about it. You all the work you're doing with those kids, you're so like showing them a role model in terms of generosity and what how you can lead your life. So I just think it's really beautiful.
No, that's a good thank you, that sounds lovely. So at
Yeah.
the Boys and Girls Club, which is predominantly African American,
Mhm.
so, Richard was tutoring somebody and I was tutoring somebody. So this little girl asked him, she goes, "Is that your wife?" And he says, "Yes." And she goes, "I thought so. You 2 look alike." And,
Okay.
you know, I think it's the energy. She
It's
picked
the energy. Yeah.
the energy, not
Okay.
the looks, which I think is quite beautiful.
I actually love that. I think it's very cute.
Yeah.
And when someone asks if me and Patrick are brothers, I will think that to myself, it's the energy they're picking up on.
Has people said that you 2 are brothers?
Yes.
Oh, how funny.
It happened a few times.
You're both handsome, so,
Thank you, thanks. But you know what? It's karma for me because I used to make fun of those gay couples. Gay couples who look alike. We call them like twin gays in the community. And I was like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing
now
for
it's coming
them.
back to you. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now I'm in one of them, you just the heart wants what the heart wants. And yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
I
that
say,
happens. And another thing I was curious about in the conversation around children is um, Japanese education versus American education traditionally. Um, is the way you were raised, like, I mean, I don't know because you're second generation. Did your parent, as they raised you, follow like a model that was more, following the Japanese roots, whatever that mean in terms of like education, or did they actually like Americanize their education, or like did you see a contrast with your other kids at school? Like, yeah, like I don't know. I would love to hear more about, and also like what are like the main difference between how you think about Japanese education versus American education, if there are big differences.
thank you. That's a good question. There were some Japanese families who wanted to assimilate, and they wanted their kids to be as Americanized as possible.
Mm,
But that wasn't my parents. My parents were very traditional, farm, country, deep in the country people, and Buddhist. And my mother especially wanted to make sure we were all raised and appreciated and understood our culture. So
mm,
I was forced to go to
yeah.
12 years of Japanese school, language and culture school every Saturday from the age of, like, 6 years old till graduating high school, and I hated every minute of it.
This scares me as a future parent because I really want my kids to connect with my French heritage. And
Yeah.
I'm already making plan to send them to the
Okay.
Lycée Français in
Okay.
LA. And I'm like, what if they hate it?
That's because I'm the black sheep of the family. Okay. So I'm the exception because all the other kids that I grew up with, they sort of appreciated Japanese school. And
Mm,
I really hated it. And so unfortunately, I didn't get much out of it. But just the fact that I was in the environment with my parents, I think it rubbed off a lot. Rubbed off on me. As much as I wanted to become Americanized and be as American as possible, um, I still have deep roots that I'm very proud of now. And of course, I regret that I didn't take advantage more of the Japanese school.
yeah.
It was unfortunate, but
And can I ask, like, what about the next generation? So your nephews and nieces,
yeah,
do they connect to the Japanese culture at all?
unfortunately, the third and fourth, and now we're getting the fifth generation. Yeah, they can't speak the language. Um,
Yeah.
we've lost a lot culturally, I think.
I was thinking a lot of that, lately because it's actually really interesting. I feel like as the idea of becoming dad makes me want to connect to my French heritage
Yeah.
more than ever. And I really want to give that opportunity to my kids to, have this access. And I'm also thinking, sending them to like a French American
Mm,
school, then they can decide if they want to, stay here or live at some point in France. I want to give them this
right.
offer. But what I'm also learning from everyone I know around me who, are like, third or fourth generation, is that usually that's where it stops. Like usually like you can try to raise your kids, but then I know my grandchild will most likely don't speak French
Yeah.
and I have to be comfortable with that,
Well,
which is
you ne
fascinating. You never know.
you
Yeah.
never
Maybe one
know.
of my kids will live in France and,
Yes,
make a life
exactly, and they
there.
might
But
have
yeah,
while they're living in France, they might have their
that's
children.
true.
You
That's
never know.
true. You
But
never know.
I would, if I were you, when you have your child, to definitely speak French to the child and teach them, s
Yeah.
French words very early, very early,
Yeah.
because
That's my goal.
once they start preschool and being in it's all English, unless you
Yeah.
send French preschool, but
So that's what I'm thinking. There's a great French school in LA, and they can do the whole, elementary school, primary school, middle school, and high school.
really,
So we'll see, but we'll
Pat
see.
Patrick
Yeah.
Patrick is on board with that too?
Oh yeah, he's very much on board.
Oh,
But obviously we still have some time to think about it. So, if that doesn't happen, then I would love to, have them give them like a tutor every Saturday, just like your parents did.
I know the best way to do it is both of you move to France.
I know, but here's the thing about that. Even though like I, so I think, sorry, I'm trying to think of the right way to, but like, I feel like the type of family that we will be in LA, there's more people, more family like us. So I feel like it makes things
Oh,
easier.
good.
I feel like if we move back to France ever, we will clearly be the outsider family. Like it's just to add a layer of,
Really? Still?
yeah. Oh, still. Yeah. I think France is behind. And I haven't checked the data, but
Yeah.
first of all, surrogacy is illegal in France.
Yeah.
So that's already one way where,
Mm.
that limit access to people.
It's
But we
true.
see, maybe like a few years, when the kids are like big enough, we'll see if we go to France a
It's
few
so
years.
exciting. So exciting that you're talking about kids already, like you have them already.
It's time to go to the last segment of our podcast, culturally distressed or culturally positive moment. Miyoko, do you want to kick us off?
I'll kick you off with I'm going to talk about cruise culture.
Please. I want to hear all about it.
Cruise culture. Yeah, it's quite a thing. I mean, there's definitely a culture of cruisers. Yeah, so we what we've really realized on this cruise was that we are not we're the black sheep of the cruise culture. It was really nice having dinner with strangers. We met a lot of nice people. But overall, the whole cruise life, the whole cruise culture is definitely not for us. Um, they have activities like you can't believe. I mean, if you want to do something every hour, you can find something to do. But most of the activities are things that we're not even interested in. They have a lot of games, whether it's bingo or games for relationships. They have games. So that's one thing we're not and they have a lot of things to sell. They have luxurious stores where you can buy designer clothes and things like that. So that's not us at all either. A lot of the music is not our kind of music, and it's loud. I mean, it was so loud. Um, so we had to get away from the music. Now, there are some good piano lounges, wonderful singers. So we enjoyed that, more mellow music. And so that part was okay. And the obscene amount of food. It's like the buffets and they have like 4 or 5 dining room restaurants. Yeah, it's like really over the top.
Mhm.
And surprisingly, with all the food that you can imagine, um, a lot of it we don't eat. We're pretty healthy, and we eat mostly vegetables and the way they're prepared and stuff like that. So yeah, so even the food um, doesn't really fit our lifestyle. So that's my culturally distressed moment, is
Damn.
being on that damn cruise.
I was gonna reach out to the cruise company to make them a sponsor of our podcast, but I think it's over now with this segment.
Yeah, the destination was our focus. We're going to Alaska.
Yeah,
The cruise itself, not so much.
yeah. I have to be honest, like cruise would be a nightmare for me because I don't like being, with so many people all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I feel like every time you stop, everyone goes out at the same time. So I feel like there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
never like a moment where you're just by yourself and
Right.
can explore. I get that some destination is the only way to do. And actually there's like, cruise to go to the North Pole and everything now, which, is kind of like the only way you can do it. So that's the only way I would consider a cruise is actually if that's the only way.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I
Or Oh, sorry. Go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I
Oh,
was going to say, or if I book a gig, because like on cruises,
oh.
they also hire
Yeah,
comedians.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, good point. They had a comedian that actually they had 3 comedians. And, yeah, so these entertainers, whether they
Yeah.
play guitar and sing or whether they play the piano, whether they do, comedy.
Well,
Yeah.
Miyoko, should we do it?
Oh
Should we
my
go on a cruise, you and I?
I'm
Should we
afraid
do
I'm really not.
Kashuri Distress Live on a
Well, I might
cruise?
jump overboard, unfortunately. Okay, but I wanna say one more thing about cruises is if it's a smaller boat,
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Because
Yeah.
I enjoyed my first cruise. So,
Yeah.
they have smaller boats so, yeah, I would definitely consider that, and that
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, yeah, I would be fine with like a smaller boat. It's more like those huge
yeah,
cities on the sea,
oh my god,
basically. It's a lot. Yeah.
not good.
Uh,
Anyways, what about you? You're culturally positive or
Ah,
okay.
yes. So my Kashuri distress moment actually happened last night, and I think it's gonna make you laugh. I was at a board game night with some friends, and I was reading the rule because as a French person, it always sounds smarter if I'm the one reading the rule out loud. And at some point, I was supposed to. There was the words "sheet of paper," but people heard "shit of paper." I
Uh-huh.
guess so that made everyone laugh.
Like
And
like
I was
beach
staring at them.
beach.
Yes, exactly. And I was telling them exactly that. I was like, it's like beach and beaches. It's really hard for me because in French we have the E, but
Yeah.
you guys have the E and the R. it can, and that in between, I don't know. It's just hard for us.
Anyway, so did you make them laugh when you kept saying shit of paper?
Yeah, made them laugh. And you know what? I'm here for it. I love my accent, and if that can make you laugh, I'm all for it. My accent is
Hey,
very cute and
you're a
sexy,
comedian,
so I embrace it.
and you're a comedian, so
And
there
I'm a comedian, so yeah, sometimes it's fine. So yeah, that was my cultural distress moment. So I need to be
you go.
careful on those specific words. Yeah,
Oh, no, you don't have to be careful, just say it and make everybody laugh.
no, true. Yeah.
I'm looking for my bag.
All right.
Here it is.
Now it's gonna be a
Holy
new
cow.
segment.
Let me, pull a heartstone,
Yeah. So Miyoko is putting a heartstone to
and
close the
what we're gonna do
podcast.
when we pull this heartstone is whatever comes up for us. Oh my god, the word is love.
Oh, that's a perfect word for this
Oh,
podcast today.
yes, so I think that says it all.
That's
I
Are you
think
gonna expand? What is love for you?
oh, that's what it's all about. That's what life is all about, is
I
love.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
In romantic relationship, but all kind of
Well, we talked
adventure and everything. Yeah.
about kids and, life and travel, and
Yeah.
it's love.
Lusting yourself into Richard's blue eyes. That's love.
Your latest wedding pictures on Facebook, and
Instagram.
and hey, your photos were kinda racy too, you know.
Racy. Oh, sorry. What does it mean, racy?
Oh, racy, the kissing and,
Oh, did you did you
makeup.
like what you see, Miyoko?
I did like it.
Yeah, our photographer was
It was
encouraging us. He was like, okay, now he was amazing to direct.
it was
And
getting
he
a
was like,
little risque.
risque. Oh, come on, Miko. You make it sound like it was a
Looked like I
erotica photo shoot.
seen the photos, I was wondering what the next photo was gonna
Is
show.
it- And I'm sure you were disappointed
I
that.
was. It was getting pretty hot.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, well,
It's been
this was fun. I'm so glad we are, back with the pod. Uh, and yeah, as usual, it was a pleasure to chat with you, Miyoko. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. The podcast lives on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube as well. Um, and
and
yeah,
thank you
thank you
all
so
for
much for
joining us.
listening.
We really appreciate you.
Yes, we love you.
We love you.
Bye.
That's
Au
our word
revoir.
today. Sayonara.